But the Eagles traded up to number 10 with the Cowboys and drafted Devontae Smith, and they were the first NFC East team to make a pick. Overall, I really like what the Eagles did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
I really like the Devontae Smith pick. In the past, going 2 first-round wide receivers in a row showed marginal returns, like not that great. But I think the two guys that they have complement each other very well. They're both speed guys. Devontae Smith can play in the slot and out wide, and Jalen Reagor is a guy that can play out wide. Mm-hmm. And then I think they addressed one of their biggest concerns, which is probably the aging of that offensive line with the second pick in Landon Dickerson. Yeah. And if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's a first-round talent.
Oh, by far.
Yeah. And so for me, I think they did a really good job. And then, I mean, you go down, Kenneth Gainwell is a guy who can come in and really get some yardage on third downs when Miles Sanders is off the field. So yeah. What were your overall thoughts?
I agree completely with what you said. I thought that the Eagles are just like actually a lot of the other teams in this division needed a lot. And I thought with each pick and each position that they addressed, I thought that they picked good quality picks. Devontae Smith at number 10, falling down there and trading up to number 10. Heisman winner. I mean, you know he's got the talent there. Same thing. I agree with exactly what you said, Landon Dickerson. Landon Dickerson arguably could have been a top 15 pick if he stayed healthy, because he was just an absolute dominant force. You already mentioned him. I think one of their steals is going to be Kenneth Gainwell. He gives me a Aaron Sproles type feel to it, very small but speedy runner, and can catch some balls out of the backfield. And so they improved at every spot. Then you have Milton Williams, defensive end out of Louisiana Tech. I saw him play in that bowl game. He dominated. He's a huge force.
I saw this interesting thing online about him. He tested at the Pro Day. Granted, so it's Pro Day numbers, so they're a little bit inflated. But he tested very similar to Aaron Donald on the Pro Day in terms of 40 time, height, weight, speed. Type of guy. And if he's a guy that can come in, he'll probably sit for a little while. I think Fletcher Cox is going to close out his career in Philadelphia. I mean, I think he's deserved that for the career he's put together there.
Yeah.
But for me, he's a guy, third-round guy that can come in. If somebody gets hurt, he can play a role. Or in a few years, I mean, I think he could be really, really good after just doing some strength and conditioning at the NFL level.
Yeah.
So
I agree completely. And it's going to be – and especially in that third round, like they're gonna like have to develop for a little bit, but you can find a lot of great talent from there. And like you said, even Kenneth Gainwell was picked in the 5th round. And so one of the things I really like about their draft is it was very, and I think I've already kind of touched on this, but it was very spread out. The Eagles are a team that really needed to address a lot of different positions, and they did that, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So their first 6 picks were all on different positions at different various points throughout the field. They had 3 interior lineman picks and 3 skills guy picks. And I think that's a very balanced draft, and as I said, the guys that they did pick I think can provide talent very soon. Maybe not this year, but within the next year as they develop.
Yeah, no, definitely. And they only double dipped at one position, that was defensive tackle, and calling their defensive line last year porous was a compliment, I guess.
Yeah,
and so
in that division, like, if you have a strong defense, then you have a good chance to win. It seems like every year these teams have okay offenses, but the teams that have the weak defenses are the ones that can't survive.
Yeah. No. And I mean, if you look at the running backs in that division, I mean, you have Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, and then who was the rookie? Wait, what?
Ryan Fitzpatrick, running back.
No, running backs. Oh yeah. Who was the rookie for the Washington football team?
I know who you're talking about.
I have a bunch of his football cards. I should know who this is. It's not Peyton Barber. I don't know. They had Adrian Peterson there for a while. Antonio Gibson. I kept wanting to say Anthony McFarland, but that's not it. No, they had Adrian Peterson too on the Washington football team, and I mean, they just couldn't stop the run for most of the year.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that for them, a lot of what they've done in this draft shores up that defensive line and will kind of allow them to be more explosive offensively, drafting Devontae Smith and Kenneth Gainwell to go alongside Jalen Hurts, Jalen Reagor, Dallas Goedert. Is Zach Ertz still there?
I thought
there were some questions around him.
Or they were
coming back.
Him.
Yeah.
There's been so many moves this offseason.
Oh, yeah. But
yeah,
as far as I know, he hasn't signed anywhere else.
Yeah.
So
I think one thing I think that when I look at this draft makes me feel good for the Eagles in the future is I feel like you've set Jalen Hurts up for success.
Yeah. Well, you'll know what you'll have in him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come the end of the season.
You drafted good players at each position with each pick, and there is a foundation that is set up around him. So now, is he going to be the guy going forward? And I hope he's successful. Nothing against Jalen Hurts, but we'll have to see. Though I do have my doubts on his NFL readiness. But that being said, though, the Eagles I think have set him up set him up in a position to be successful. Now I wonder how the new coaching change will do for him. Doug Peterson kind of left very late in the game. I think it was well after the season ended when they fired him. We'll have to see how things go out. But all in all, I would give their draft a B overall. I think they addressed good quality positions.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give it a B plus. Actually, I'm gonna go A minus.
Okay.
I like the moves that they made. I think all the way up until rounds 5, they drafted a lot of players that I actually knew.
Yeah.
And had heard about, which is a good thing to get that kind of depth.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, after that, you're just kind of looking for physical traits, and I think they did that with a lot of their 6th and 7th round picks. Is just they drafted guys that could potentially develop, and we'll see how their careers go. And so I'm going to give them an A minus. I think they probably had the best draft of any team in this division, and I know they're the first ones off the board, but I'm going to go ahead and just put that out there that I think they did the best job of all the teams.
Okay, all right. I'll see if I can change
in this division.
See if I can change your mind by the end.
Okay, we'll see.